Hi, if you clicked on this video, it's likely because a big storm's coming and you live in an RV and you're a little bit afraid right now. We just
fear not.
Fear not. We want to start off this video by saying, don't worry, you'll be okay. Everything will be fine. I'm Brenden. This is
Bonnie.
This is Bonnie. We live in this RV. We have for over a year, and this is kind of different than the normal videos we make, but we've lived through a few pretty bad storms and we always make it out okay. So in the last 7 days, there were 2 tornadoes that we've lived through and we filmed the whole thing. Basically, it's a bunch of videos of me stressing out the entire time.
He's definitely more worrisome than I am. I'm more of just like, go with the flow.
Last week, we were in Cottondale, Florida, and a tornado came, and here are the clips of what we did for that tornado. We're currently at a park in Cottondale, Florida, 30 minutes south of Alabama. And tonight, starting around like 3 a.m., there's supposed to be tornadoes. Anyways, I booked us a hotel for the night. My luck, it's just gonna be a little bit of drizzle, a little sun shower at 3 a.m. But I don't know, this is like one of the things that sucks about living in an RV. Try to leave Florida during the summer to avoid hurricane season, but then we have run into tornadoes. Something I never thought about when buying the RV, or something they never tell you, is about storms. I know some people say like, oh, it's relaxing when the rain hits the RV, but when it pours in an RV, it sounds like just water is flooding the RV. So I'm like always like in the middle of the night, I wake up and I like feel the walls, like is something leaking, and it's really stressful. We've been in hurricanes in the RV and you feel the RV sway, like the wind pushes it and you're just like shaking, it's pouring. It's hard to just relax. I don't know, man. Like, and I'm young, like I'm 25. I have a point to that. I'm young, like I have Bonnie and the dogs, and I, look at the dogs as my children and Bonnie as like my wife. I feel like as the man, I have to protect them, but honestly, like I'm just a little stressed out. So I never know. So I'm gonna film this and hopefully it'll just be a funny video where it's like, oh, I paid for a hotel and it didn't even rain. Hopefully, I don't know. Also, I wanted to say, I don't know if this is gonna be a separate video or a part of their main vlogs, but this park, we're at Hitchin Post in Cottondale, Florida, but they have horses, and this is like, our RV was right there, and now right there are a bunch of horses. We have all this field for the dogs to walk in. So they got a little dog park over here that we've been taking the dogs to. But yeah, I wanted to film this, like a preface before the tornado comes, and we'll see what happens of like, what it's really like full-time RVing and then a tornado comes.
There's a pretty bad storm coming, and the park we're staying at has no emergency shelter. So to be safe, we booked a hotel room, and the boys are very excited because they've never stayed at a hotel before.
Okay, and I think that's a wrap for the night. Hi.
Hi, did I catch you in the act?
You did? I was filming something.
Let me do a last run through sweep.
Yeah, that's what I just did.
We have food for the boys.
Yes.
We have our computers.
Yes.
We have our chargers. We have our hotspots.
I have the
Verizon
Verizon.
Chargers. I have a phone charger.
I have a phone charger, but I don't have like the brick.
I also don't have a brick. Alright, whatever. We're good. Let's go.
And this video is for insurance purposes. This is our Laredo, and it is completely fine right now. And we are evacuating to go to a hotel for the night because of the tornadoes. Alrighty. How are they liking it?
They're already like having a good time.
Good job, Bubba. Wow, a bed for Nubby and a bed for Sammy. And we'll sleep on the floor.
Yeah. Plan all along. Hey, that's the cat. Come on in.
So, we survived the tornado. Actually, we didn't even stay in the hotel. I guess that's one of the things about being so far away from home, you don't know where to go. I looked up like the best hotel in the area that would take dogs. It had good reviews. We got there, it was kind of gross, but like that's not a big deal to me. Cigarette burns on the sheets, like dirt, like the floors were gross. Like cockroaches. I don't really care about that, and neither does Bonnie. What was weird was that the door didn't lock all the way. Our room was connected to someone else's room with just like a lock right there. We could hear everything that was going on at the hotel, and the dogs kept barking. There was some sketchy figures there that were kind of not harassing us, but kind of watching us and following us around, asking about Sam and if he was a pit bull. So actually we stayed there for like 4 hours. We were watching Reba. We said, screw it, let's go back to the RV. Like, I'd rather take my chances with the tornado. But I guess that's one of the realities of traveling away from home and staying in like little rural areas where there isn't really much. Like, you know, I didn't care the hotel was dirty, but it was more of like the room didn't lock and like anyone could just barge in the middle of the night for any reason. But we came back home, it rained really bad, and then there was a tornado warning. Luckily we were never hit. Something you don't think about when you're away from home is like, I don't know the area. I look up reviews on Google, but there's like nothing good. There's no good hotels within an hour of a drive in any direction. So yeah, but we made it through. Living in an RV, this is like my least favorite part, are these freaking storms. Hey Dad,
Hey, buddy.
could you like do an impression of me when I'm stressed out, or like, I don't know, if like a storm's coming?
Sure.
Like when I call you?
We get those all the time, especially nowadays when all the tornadoes are coming. You call me and go, hey Dad, there's a tornado in Kansas and we're in Florida. I don't know what to do. Oh, I'm going to tape everybody. I tape Bonnie to the RV, tape the dogs to the RV. I can't move. I can't do this.
I taped the dogs to the RV?
You tape Bonnie, you tape the dogs, you tape the trailer to the tree, and it's not even going to come by you. The mere of you hearing a tornado, you panic, and that's what it sounds to me when you call me.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks, Dad. Thanks.
You got it, buddy.
All right.
Is there a tornado coming?
There was one yesterday, but I strapped Bonnie. I already taped Bonnie and the dogs so we would miss it. So it already passed us, but I'm just preparing, you know.
No, you can never be too safe, son.
Yeah, okay. So the biggest takeaway is if you spend money on a hotel, the universe will make sure that your RV is completely unaffected, so the next day you feel like a big idiot. Right? I'm kidding, but that's just like a joke we say to each other, that like right when I pay for a hotel, we'll be completely fine, and then it'll just seem a little silly. Right. Here's a few things I do each time a storm comes to prepare. Basically, I'm just trying to make the RV as heavy as possible. So the first thing I do is
Fill the water tank.
I fill up the fresh water tank to make it a little bit heavier. I think it's like an extra 300 pounds. So I don't know how much that will do in a tornado, but it doesn't hurt. We make sure our stabilizer jacks are all the way down. And then if I can, I have these like yellow straps, and I'll strap the RV to like the closest healthy looking tree that doesn't look like it'll fall over. You also want to bring in the slides so there's less things the wind can hit or something. I don't know. Honestly, sometimes I'm like, if I bring in the slides, doesn't the wind like have more
aerodynamic?
I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but it feels right. We just bring in the slides and we hope the tornado doesn't see us. We just hide from the tornado. But that's about it. That's pretty much all you can do, is just try to get as heavy as possible and strap down if you can, and then you have to kind of ride it out. And then the last part is you have to decide, are you going to stay in the RV? Does your RV park have like a structure, like a bathhouse or somewhere you can go to? Or do you want to book a hotel for the night? It's really important to not be driving when the storm's happening.
So basically make a decision and stick with it.
Yeah. So after that tornado in Cottondale, 7 days later, we're in Louisiana by New Orleans, and another tornado comes, but this time it's a little bit worse. Okay, we knew this day would come. We're in Louisiana, and there's a river right there, and there's a storm coming tonight, and they're evacuating us to a spot. So we have to like leave. We were working, we're on our lunch break, and then like someone knocked and like, yo, you gotta go. And they're like, look at this, they said last time the water was above the picnic tables.
Yeah.
So we were like panicking and like moving, and then we have to work the rest of the day. I don't like this, but okay, done.
Yep.
Oh wow, look at my hair. Okay. Well,
Look at my hair.
yeah, so we are now going to a new spot. I feel very panicked. I don't know if that's the best thing. It's just like we have to work and we got to get out of here. Fuck.
We did that in 20 minutes though.
We did that in 20 minutes, yeah. So here we go. And I know everyone else is moving, so it might be really hard for us to actually pull into our spot. So these are one of our neighbors. They moved here. We have to wait for them to unhitch so they can move their truck. And then our spot is right here. It's already getting pretty windy, which is bad because it's supposed to get really bad around like 8 and it's only like 1 o'clock. So that's kind of scary, right? All right, well, let's unhitch. This is our spot, by the way. It's another back end. It sucked getting back here. My hair is like, I don't know what's going on. I'm freaking out. How you feeling?
This is a lot.
I know, she said we have to move back tomorrow.
Might have to not to stay here and get the other people at our spot.
You would think the tornado already came through, but it hasn't yet. But a maintenance guy came around and I couldn't gauge from like how worried he was. He's like, you know, the weather's gonna get pretty rough tonight. Anyways, we decided to book another hotel. We booked one last Tuesday, so it was almost exactly a week. And we're running out of money. Like we can't keep doing this. Anyways, last time I booked a hotel and there wasn't much out there and it was the best reviewed, but it was still fairly cheap and it was just a very bad environment. I didn't want my fiance and my children, being my dogs, there. The door didn't fully lock. Anyways, I paid a little bit more money, which I'm not loaded. I don't have a lot of money, but I think it's more about the peace of mind. No salesman will tell you this about buying an RV, or at least full-time living in one, is it gets pretty scary because you don't know. Also, my dad said he saw the other video where I strapped down the RV when there's like a hurricane in Alabama. And my dad, he's like, I thought it was the funniest thing. You're ridiculous, dude. Like, you strapped down the whole RV. And I was just like, Dad, I'd rather, like, we were at the top of a mountain. Like, I would rather it be strapped down, right? I don't know. I was like, what's the harm of it being strapped down? But he said, like, I looked like an idiot. Maybe I did. That's how my dad communicates with me. Just everything is like, you're an idiot, bro. Coming out here, because last time we got a hotel, I was worried about this. I was scared. I was like, oh, if a rig flips and like breaks apart the water hose and the water's on, it's just gonna be spraying water everywhere. So I thought I would turn off the water. I'll show you something else too. So in our truck, we got this trip going on. We haven't showed it yet. See that bag? It's a go bag. It has like a first aid kit, has water bottles and food for the dogs, and we have leashes for the dogs and poop bags. So it's like everything we need for like one night, and it has like an extra change of clothes for me and Bonnie. But highly recommend you get a go bag. But the hotel we're staying at is charging us $100 for the pet, and hopefully they don't charge us another $100 for the other pet, because I might have to have one of the pets ride it out at the in the RV. It's probably gonna be a little nubby. Look, do you see this?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, we gotta get out here. Oh my gosh, you can't even see.
Wow.
Look at the bridge.
Wow.
This was not like this like 2 hours ago. I don't know if you can really see it.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Why? Oh, look
What?
at these sites. The poor people that were camping.
Well, no. He told me they were leaving Wednesday anyways.
Oh, good.
So they left at the perfect
Look at that.
Yeah, how does that even come up right there?
From back there? Oh,
I've never seen a river flood. So I thought rivers would like just like the flood would like floodgates open and then like water and you'd run away. But like I guess it's just very slow. It's just very slowly, the water just slowly starts getting...
Yeah, it's up over here too.
Yeah, we're out of here, boys. Boys.
Mandeville.
Well, we were really in a hurry. We like panically moved the RV and like set it up, and now we booked a hotel and we're going to the hotel, and we're like, oh, we have like an hour to get to the hotel and we're going. And then Bonnie's like, I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
So now we're waiting in a long line at Chick-fil-A. And I was like, this seems comical that we were just so, we need to leave. And then like, oh, we have time to wait in this like really long line at Chick-fil-A.
At least we'll have chicken.
Like, it's just for a night. What's the point of the go bag?
There's no snacks in there. We have dog food. We could eat dog food.
We don't have snacks in there?
No.
I swear you put something in there. That was the point. That's the point of a go
We
bag.
didn't buy any snacks. We have water bottles.
Bonnie was like, let's not bring food because we won't have any way to cook it. But look, we have a full kitchen.
We have as much as we have in the RV.
Even a bigger fridge.
Yeah.
Look at it. Sammy, come on. Put her there, pal. Oh, he's an upside down Charlie Brown boy. When I was checking into this place, the lady at the front desk was like, weren't you here last week? The same situation. Some guy came in here last week. And I was like, no, but like last week we were in Florida and the same storm came and we got a hotel and ended up not needing it. And she's like, it's so crazy because someone had the exact same story last week. And then the front door opens up and a guy walks in and she's like, there he is right there. That's the guy. That's the guy. And I was like, do you have a rig or like, where are you at? Are you camping? And so he has a 36-foot, his name was Tyler. He was really nice. He has a 36-foot travel trailer, or I'm sorry, 36-foot, why can't I think of the name? A fifth wheel. He has a 36-foot fifth wheel. And he has a dog and a fiance whose birthday is today. Bonnie's birthday, who is my fiance, was yesterday.
Small world.
And he's staying at a local campground and he's getting a spot at the same hotel. How funny.
When worlds collide.
I know, it's like the exact same situation. Crazy. Hey, wait, put your arms down. Let me see that shirt. See the dog gator.
Who the heck is hanging their clothes from those things? Just no.
They're like, don't do it. Just stop. This is what we do at night. We're watching Married at First Sight. Bonnie's favorite show. We have the boy. Sam sleeps in between us to make sure that there's no funny business going on. He does it every night. He doesn't like funny business. He does not tolerate it, he says. And then Nubby has his ball that he sleeps with in his mouth to make sure no one steals it while he is asleep. Yeah, now we are going to sleep. Bonnie, show them what it looks like when we are asleep, just so they have the visual. Now do the sound.
You guys are so good.
We got
Breakfast.
breakfast.
Oh, Nubby wants some.
All right, Nubby, calm down. We'll give you some. So we checked out of the hotel. It's noon for us, but it's 11 here, which is great timing. We called the park and they're like, well, you're gonna have to move yours back to like the original spot. We're like, we're here for 3 more days. Can't we just leave it? But they won't let us. So we have to go hitch up, take it back to our spot, back in again, and then we're there until Saturday, and then we head west. But yeah, it looks like the storm wasn't that bad. I really liked the hotel, so that was nice. It worked out fine, I guess. Great. All right, so yesterday this was all flooded. Yeah, the water looks like it's definitely back. It's still up a little high, but not as
nearly
high.
as bad as it was. Oh yeah, the water's a lot lower now.
Yeah. Okay, nice. It looks so pretty.
Crazy.
Hold on, we gotta start the car for the boys. Okay, so I backed in. Like, I always want to film us backing in, but it's so stressful that like there's no way. But look, so this is what we did. Except there's a guy down there waiting for us, but like honestly, oh no, he's over there. He's down there. Cool, awesome. So like,
look at all the dirt.
Yeah. So you have to in the back end, you have to come up here, like as close to the side as possible. Wait till the back like passes the spot and then cut the wheel the opposite way of the spot and try to line up as perfectly as you can and then kind of keep the wheel cut back. It's just everything goes the opposite.
It's so confusing.
And there's a correction period.
Yeah.
So like you cut the wheel the opposite way and it goes the opposite way. So you're like, okay, I wanted to go left, so I turn right. But then you're like, okay, now I need to go left. So you cut it right, but then the RV stays going the same way. So the only way it'll turn is if you're lined up with it, if your truck is aligned with it.
You killed that though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You just followed it. It was perfect.
Felt it as a man.
Yeah.
Me and the machine were one. Awesome. Let's go
Yes.
setup. So we're originally from Florida, where hurricanes happen all the time. And then in a house, if you're Floridian, you don't bat an eye for a hurricane. You don't prepare. It's not a big deal. We always survive hurricanes. That's just how we treat them.
Yeah, we even have some friends from Arkansas who say when tornadoes come by or they get tornado warnings, they just go stand outside and watch them.
Yeah, like in a house you don't really care, but in an RV you just feel so much more vulnerable, and all you can do is just prepare, get as heavy as possible, and decide if you're staying in the RV, if you're getting a hotel, or if you are going to evacuate to a bathhouse. But there's really not much to do. This is a topic that I see our last videos get a lot of views when tornadoes or hurricanes come, because people are like, what do I do when there's a hurricane? And we've never made a video specific to a storm. So we wanted to make a helpful video that just says it's stressful, it's scary, but you will be okay. Just make sure you're prepared and you have a plan if something bad happens. Anything to add?
Make sure you have a go bag.
Yeah, that's helped. But make sure you put freaking food in it so you don't have to stop at Chick-fil-A on your way to the hotel. All right, cool. This is a little different from our other videos, but if you want to check out our other travel videos, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, every comment below turns into a $1 donation to a local non-kill animal shelter. All right, thanks.